Okay, so first, this is Gherkin, and this is Lars, the chocolate-scented Christmas mousse. I don't know why he's a moose. He should be a reindeer, but it says chocolate mousse on him, so there you go. I hope you like my Christmas costume. This is what I'm going to be wearing in all of my videos until Christmas. So if you don't like it, well, then there's something wrong with you, really. Also, Hanukkah is currently going right now. It started on Tuesday? Wednesday? I forget. It started and it's not over yet. So happy Hanukkah to everyone who celebrates Hanukkah, and happy Hanukkah to just anyone who wants me to say happy Hanukkah to them. Today, I am reviewing Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. And stop playing with the wrapping paper. So, Attachments. I read this with Amber from Nerdy Book Lover. It was fantastic reading it with her. It was a pretty good book. It was really funny, but it was also pretty cheesy. So I think I'm going to give it 4 stars. Attachments is about a guy named Lincoln who works at a newspaper office, and what his job is to read people's emails in the office. There's this program that flags emails that have like swear words in them, or words that suggest they're emailing about things that are not work related, and it's his job to read them, and if they are like kind of disobeying rules, he has to give them a warning, you know, say you have to email each other about work things and not personal life. And what he ends up doing is reading emails between these 2 girls, Beth and Jennifer, that keep getting flagged, and instead of giving them a warning and telling them to stop doing what they're doing, he just keeps reading their emails and keeps letting them get flagged so he can keep reading their emails because he loves reading them, and he kind of starts to fall in love with one of the girls. So what I liked about this book is that it takes place in 1999, and I remember 1999. I think I was in grade 7? Grade 6 and 7? Yeah, When it turned to 2000, I was in grade 7. And they talk a lot about it turning into 2000, which I also remember, because they're trying to get all these computer geniuses to, you know, rewrite all this code in the computer so that the computers don't crash whenever the year switches over, because they thought just because the year switching over from a 2-digit number like 99, when it turned to 2000, when it turned to a 00, they for some reason thought that would just mess up with the computer's brain system and everything would crash. And I remember everyone freaking out about it, and then it turning into the year 2000 and nothing happening. So I like that. I also like that they talked about things from 1999, like Fight Club and the Pokemon movie. I remember seeing the Pokemon movie in theaters and crying in a specific part. I quite enjoyed the 1999 aspect of the story. I think it gave it a lot that really made it really relatable to me. I also thought that the characters were very relatable and very real. Also because half of the book is emails, and people don't talk very formally in emails. So it really just kind of felt like you were just listening to people have a conversation, which is what it was, but it was just so casual, and it felt so real, the things that they were talking about and the things that they were laughing about. Also, it was really funny. I laughed out loud a lot. I really, really enjoyed the email aspect of it. I liked Lincoln's story as well, but I was a little disappointed that it wasn't written in the first person. I thought that Lincoln was going to be the one telling the story, but it was in the third person, which made it not as exciting to me. I really, really like first-person narratives, and just about someone reading people's emails, I thought it would have made sense for it to be the first person. Or whatever. I also didn't really like that it has a lot of flashbacks of Lincoln's ex-girlfriend. I thought he was a big, huge whiner about that. Oh my god, Lincoln, get over it. Besides that, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun, it was really funny, and it was amazing reading it with Amber. We talked about it on Voxer. If you don't know what Voxer is, it's a free walkie-talkie app that uses either your data or Wi-Fi. It's smart to use Wi-Fi when you're at home, because then you can talk to people without having to use any data or minutes on your phone or anything, which is awesome. We would message each other anytime we got to certain parts, so when I was ahead of her, I was like, oh my god, what part are you at? And she would tell me, and I would say, tell me when you get to this part, because I have to talk about what just happened. And then she would get to that part and be like, oh my god, I just read that part, and we'd talk about it. And then she'd be like, what part are you at? And I would say, and she's like, tell me when you get to around this page because I just freaked out. And then when I got to that page, I knew that was the page she was talking about, and I'd pull up my phone and I'd be like, oh my god, I got to the part. And it was so good. It was, I think, everyone should read a book with someone sometime. It just makes it that much more enjoyable. And I think with funny books, it's a lot more enjoyable because you can laugh about it with people. Because I know a lot of the times when I read funny books and the part makes me laugh out loud, I really want to tell people about it. And it just makes it that much better when the person you're telling completely understands what you're talking about because they're reading it too. What I did not like about the story mostly was the ending. Because it was really cheesy. It was a big blue cheese factory. Quite so. It did not need to be that cheesy. It was like people had a contest. Who can make the cheesiest ending? And this person won. It was so cheesy. It was like almost making me cringe because the ending was just, ugh. It was way too cheesy. It did not need to be that cheesy. It did not. No. Also, I felt like the last chapter was totally unnecessary. It could have ended on the second last chapter, and it would have been even better if the second last chapter was not as cheesy as it was. But the last line of the second last chapter, I thought that was the end of the book, and I was, besides the cheese factor, I was quite satisfied. But then I turned the page and there was another chapter, and I was like, oh. And then I was less satisfied with the actual ending, so that was a little disappointing. Besides that, wonderful book. It was quite enjoyable. It made me laugh out loud a lot. It's fantastic. It's great. It's a quick read, and yes. Don't stop. Stop it. I'm gonna squirt you. Oh, you know what this is. That's right. You don't even have to spray him with it, you just have to show it to him, and he's like, oh crap, I'm in trouble. Because they're trying to get all these, like, computer